Hi guys, I'm Richard Bioskyde. How are you? Just because for the delivered intelligence and satisfy for the complaints against the Walt Disney Company for Brave movie, and in addition a new complaint against the Walt Disney Company for control business and badly business and everything like this. Just for the White House in associations with the Walt Disney Company for the recruitment against miscellaneous companies and otherwise systems for insofar according to understand my new situations and back control, just for the like test situations by an association by the Walt Disney Company and attorneys at laws, just for attacks by extremely important that you could realize a new conspiracy is against me, problems at Michelle and Barack Obama for insofar questions for the recruit at Brave movie is international marketplace and international complaints had been received by disseminations control. Is each and every single media is informed about my situation, and otherwise the system at Brave movie has Merida for the problems at books deposit in 2006 for the intelligence systems at France country and international systems by Library of Congress control. Inside complaints back in 2011 against Riordan for Percy Jackson and Line Detective control for the Percy Jackson and Olympian series and kind of chronicles, and serious allegations by the test complaints and are extremely important that you could realize for the against me. Problems at in addition for the companies because I wanted to deposit a thorough complaint against Walt Disney for the delivered problem at no accept the new situation by scapegoat of no regard, problem at illegal for the business control by Andy Bird and Zinnia Musha by international new politic era by Disney, Trademark and otherwise. The Walt Disney Company.com is a new counterfeit of the Walt Disney Company era back for the movies and otherwise systems to indicated everything like this. And like I said, for the criminal injustice 2006 had been object of a deposit a trademark in international complaints. I get a super team of superstars by super lawyers to indicate my $1 billion, and today I asked for the $300 billion control for the White House, and superstars conspiracies are against me. Problems at jealousy by French citizens, like I am in a Wings Tower for the complaints at a system inside US ministry and otherwise system in embassy and Élysée in France, Paris, is a sim for understand the new situation because Disney France is now implicated for understand the new situation. My disseminations by email turn around and do it for the control funds had been executed by my problems, and to indicate it by back videos on YouTube to indicate for the new situations, and visited how many for the likes tests and cowards just because inside the tickets on Disney resort, parks, motels, videos and otherwise projects had been counterfeits for an abuse of power by Disney chief and assume for consequences about me. And just to explain my new complaint for videos, I'm very sick and very annoyed by the new situations because test situations are sicken me and suscitate for the jealousy personal ego by Disney control, and Robert Iger and Bob Iger, his brother, as very hypocrite to understand the new situations for the complaints and international business. Test movies about superstars, actresses and retired actresses visiting me to propose me easy compensations for COUNTERFEITS actions against me, and sorrows to escape for the mercenary by the Walt Disney Company assume for Stephanie Williams and Alec Lipkin associations for criminal conspiracy against me. Riordan is a terrorist, and right now I just want to deposit a complaint against him for the criminal injustice, for look I am to understand and disable he is, and pass me for in the past do wrong papers against me just for turn around the criminal situations and assume for personal negligence, nor recognize Marvel Entertainment's efforts by Thor assume for consequences and otherwise systems as magnificent to understand the new counterfeits are extremely aggressive against me by Superbooks as YouTube or otherwise systems as manuscripts had been disseminated by myself, as each and every single entertainment company and otherwise systems for criminal and personal injury and otherwise for just lobotomy actions are against me by labors, and out of these systems I reach by myself each and every single Republican at White House trademark for the complaints against the White House for criminal conspiracy against me, just for senators and Democrats and otherwise systems to assume for the unwillingly responsible just for scars and no assume to escape at lawsuit for the control, and out of this suit had been received free personal injury by attorneys at Los Angeles, California for just assume extremely horrible consequences against my rights and personal family assume for consents had been violated by French citizens and otherwise politicians in Élysée, Paris. Just assume for just 2014 will be the year for the system at compensations contract, because like I said, $300 billion to assume for CIA, FBI and US Secret Service conspiracy against me, and otherwise systems for criminal Disney trademark at Muslim intelligence systems at Muslim criminal assault for criminal rights by deposit and responsibility assume me against me complaints by COUNTERFEITS had been rejected by paralegal services by the Walt Disney Company, and especially Stephanie Williams and otherwise Alec Lipkin threatened me inside the internet marketplace for the complaints had been received on YouTube. Please try to understand the new situation for what happened exactly in last year. Just because last year had been received international superstars by aeroplane inside the ground on Vichy Town, and heavy rain for the rainbow, and the responsible inside Wings Tower for a criminal step by step, and they're disseminated by persons and very arrests inside the French era. In France, a country had been received American people because by corrupt money and international prosecutors had been received the complaints, and especially Evanescence had been received a criminal for sorcery attacks against me, and for microphone and assume for WWE wrestling entertainment control, where I've been had received Kerry for a promised job at 2011 for promise a job when they can, and unfortunately to them just for Jim Langone at the WWE assume for extremely damage for consequences at any time, and Sucky for Ducky to extremely dangerous at Cockles because a wrestler broken the door of my home and destroyed my heart just for the day head, and head for criminal satisfactions and personal recordings to understand my situations, and assume for why Mr. Barack Obama and Mrs. Michelle Obama is implicated, because I sent and shares for Kerry's and 2011, 2014 last year, just because 2013 had been the year of disseminations. I'd been canned for deposit otherwise videos on YouTube only because the time shocked me, and for the choky situations and the criminal recordings to understand. Brave is a very important and very aggressive counterfeit, and today I want to deposit that for assume the Walt Disney Company in sue Disney for $300 billion. Please help me to the Supreme Court way and assume for politicians control since the DSK and era to assume DSK for what happened away and accept for the negligence to what happened. A conspiracy had been against me because criminal surveillance in the street had been against my parents and against me since my birth, and today we fighted in my eternal life for just labor. Very interesting to assume for accept to personal recordings to understand new situations, and you're welcome by the Walt Disney trademark, the Walt Disney Company, and the Walt Disney otherwise system. This is a scandal because Disney screwed me, and totally and absolutely ridiculous to accept otherwise the system for HMS control and the system at above the laws, as David Otunga inside wrestling on website medias for the Los Angeles Times, Dallas News, or New York Times, and Philadelphia, and otherwise systems at each and every single state had been received. An important file is against the Walt Disney Company for criminal movies, against me and against my books, for self-copyright in copyright infringement Saturday, just for the criminal statute of limitations control by the bad control by Riordan, and the bad control for the criminal injustice, because relationship of Riordan screwed me, and a relationship of Riordan tried to family. He put me a conspiracy against me by the family, and accept for deliver the criminal recordings to understand, because above of that he assumed for scares and no regard for paraphernalia to against me, just for assume for discrimination by paraphernalia assume, and otherwise systems at international superstars by WWE era, and citations of examples, Dwayne Johnson, an Hall of Famer, and otherwise system broken the door of my home, and each and every single time for everything like this, and data for children reproaching just for because of John Cena, and otherwise system at John Cena. I can it for which and every single fans. I asked you today to pass at John Cena for this message. If I can to meet him in the street or otherwise system at United States, I've been promised for kill him and kill for WWE era, put on fire as the fire is put him in my head. Thanks very much. Bye bye.